it's clear that the larger the email list, the larger your influence and your community grows. And the email list, having an actively engaged email list is more important than, it's right up there with a podcast. I don't know which one I'd rather have. If someone says, would you rather have 100,000 listeners to your podcast every day, or would you rather have 100,000 actively engaged people on an email list? I'm not sure. That's how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. Now, if you ask me 100,000 YouTube subscribers, screw YouTube subscribers. I'd rather have either 100,000 email people or podcast listeners. Yeah. I'm not sure which one I'd pick between the two, but those are the two most important things I've identified through testing and my marketing background, etc. So because we've got the podcast thing down, but the email thing, I have a goal of getting, 30,000 emails, subscribers in my database. And I think we're at 5,000 or so. We're at 4,000 or 5,000. And the opt-in rate is really good. The open rate is really good. It's 25% or so on average. And the click-through rate is incredibly high too. I think it's like 3% for the emails we send out. So we have a really engaged and high quality email list. And so I was like, all right, let's 10x this thing, right? I read about 10xing, and let's. And there's the one thing we talked about before about, okay, this is your 12-month goal. How can you accomplish it? How can you accomplish it in 1 month? So I did a brainstorm. I was like, we can accomplish this thing in 1 month, because I'm just going to buy a freaking email list, 60,000 emails, convert 10,000 of them, 20,000 of them, a third, and that will be it. That'll be done. Well, paid $2,000 for the email list, paid $1,000 to a company that is sending them out on our behalf, and it's just a database email company. So I believe it's on the up and up. I mean, they've been on ABC News being interviewed on their business and how it's good and blah, blah, blah. Well, we got, out of 60,000 emails that were sent out, 60,000 emails, we got one opt-in. One opt-in. One single opt-in out of 60,000 emails. And so clearly a bunch of bad emails. Clearly it went to spam with a bunch of people. And clearly this freaking does not work at all. What a waste of $3,000. But is it a waste? I'm going to catch myself, because I've trained myself not to think of things as a complete waste. What are the lessons learned? The lessons learned so far is that in a lot of things there's no shortcuts. You have to put in the work, you have to grow it organically, and you can enhance things along the way. For example, we have a team that is optimizing the opt-ins of each of our pages on the website. I don't think you know about that. But it was actually someone who I interviewed on the podcast, and he said his team optimizes your website so that the people who go to your website are more likely to opt in. Okay. So we're paying him $1,500 a month, and they're optimizing page by page the website, and they said their goal is to get 50 additional opt-ins a month. Okay. Which, small potatoes, but going back to what we were talking about earlier, 2,000 to 3,000 people is really, we don't even need that many. The deals that we're buying, they're fully subscribed, and one of them is under contract. It's been taking a little while, but it's going under contract hopefully today, but it's already subscribed. So I can't imagine what will happen when the emails grow to more, because we already have more investors than we have deals. Yeah. So complete belly flop, lesson learned, and that's that's the story.
And you're saving Messenger listeners $2,500 too.
Yeah. I don't yeah. So I'm officially taking the stance that I do not recommend buying email lists from email databases, albeit reputable email databases, according to the research my team and I did. I don't recommend doing it. It was a disaster. But lesson learned, and we'll keep moving on.